In order to get through the machinations of these manipulative forces, energies, and people, you will have to go much higher than you've ever gone before. The difficulty of navigating all of the hurdles and pitfalls that are placed in your path is so extreme that you'll be forced to expand in every possible way in order to meet this challenge. So you'll find yourself having to dig deeper, go further into yourself. You'll need aspects of your shadow to get you through, so you'll go and meet your shadow and retrieve those aspects. There'll be things from your past that you would have experienced, maybe aspects of your culture growing up, maybe something you learned in school or in some sort of religious studies, and all these things you'll start to remember and realize that these are clues that were placed on your path so you could go back to a point in time in the past and reconnect with a frequency of something that you didn't understand the meaning of at the time. And it could have meant anything, it could have had any potential. But here on this timeline, you see how it could serve you. Many things like that I've experienced. Recalling books that I read as a teenager, which had a snippet, a tiny piece of the puzzle that I needed, that I could go back and retrieve now and expand upon to untangle one aspect of this challenge. Or things that were said to me that I never understood the meaning of. Now they made sense. And I realized this is the context in which it could be applied favorably. You will need to use every single skill at your disposal. You'll need to acquire new skills where you explore your existing inventory and can find nothing yet that serves what's before you. So you'll look into the Eastern traditions, you'll look into the paranormal, you look into psychology, you look into everything to find those pieces of gold that now can be utilized. And all the while, only you can see. Only you can see what's occurring. Only you can detect the patterns. And you'll be alone in that knowing, alone in that understanding. I'm not saying you won't have people around you. You may have many people around you. But soon you'll realize from the vacant stares that while you may be with and around other people physically, Vibrationally, you are alone in your resonance. There is no one resonating with you, close to you, around you. No one who sees the patterns that you're seeing. No one who can recognize. No one who could utilize the clues in the way that you can, because of what you've seen and what you can feel is coming. And in many ways you don't doubt, although there is much to doubt, but in many ways you don't doubt, because there are things you have seen. Crazy things you have seen that people wouldn't believe, and therefore they wouldn't factor them in, but you've seen them. You know. This is not speculation, you know. So now as you move forward, you take that knowing with you, and it informs your choices, your decisions. It informs how you use the clues and the puzzle pieces. And it's very much done on the fly. You can't see very far ahead when you're walking in the dark. And it's been said that the virtuous must learn to walk in the dark. And however difficult this is for us, you probably recognize that too. You probably recognize how much you have changed, how much you've learnt to draw from yourself, moment by moment, in the extreme uncertainty and maliciousness that you found yourself in, where nothing is certain, where at any point the people around you who may have seemed benevolent are unmasked or revealed, just like in the Matrix. It's an agent who's suddenly inhabited one of the many people who are still plugged in. You start to see things through different eyes, and you wonder if those eyes are cuckoo. But then you kind of put it to a little bit of a scientific method, and you're like, is this repeatable? If I pull all of these pieces together, does it make sense? If I use this framework to try and predict something forthcoming, can I predict? And you find, yes, this does make sense. I'm actually picking up on legitimate patterns here. I'm feeling legitimate forces and energies. And I'm walking the path. Right? I'm walking the path. Though I do not know the way. So yes, there's a great skill, and we're ever growing it. Learning to put one foot in front of the other. While so much uncertainty so much chaos. A kind of chaos that is hidden so well that no one can see it. Prime chaos. This is the quality stuff. It's so chaotic. It even looks like it's not chaotic. So yes, it's like raging waters that we are learning to cross. By retrieving from our past the clues, the pieces of gold that we left for ourselves, unbeknownst to our conscious mind. And we're looking at them and we're being resourceful and we're going, what can I do with this? How can this assist me now? We're looking wide. We're looking, what have I studied? What have I experienced? What have I seen? And we're gathering from there as well. And then based on all that we've experienced and the patterns we've seen, we look as far as we can into the future to try and determine our best next move. And with all that we have, we form it together and place that stone at our very own feet and walk on it, step on it, mustering as much confidence as we can and learning to roll with the punches the way we are. And we step and find safety on that stone over those running waters. And then it's time to make the next stepping stone. And we look, and we find, and we form. And we're getting better and better at placing those stones before our feet. And all about us, people don't understand what we're going through. People couldn't conceive of what we're doing. Especially because we're not doing it with full strength, with full power. As I said, we're alone in physical, insofar as we're surrounded by people who do not share our frequency. Many of us are still bloodied and bruised. In pain, still confused over what's happened to us, why it happened, and what to make of it and our purpose here. But whatever it is, you can feel the purpose, can't you? You can feel that it's bringing forth something new from you, something with a lot of potential, something unseen but no less real. Something that has real effects in the world. But who can understand it? And yet here we are, moving as we are, reaching out in the ways that we can and recognizing that we're walking a similar path. How is this the case? As I said, in order to navigate these malevolent, manipulative energies, forces and people, it requires us to go higher, deeper into ourselves, further back into the past, wider in the present moment, even more discerning than ever before. It brings us forth from ourselves. It draws us forth like fresh and clean fluid of life pouring from a wound after you've sucked the serpent's poison. As we suck out the serpent's poison from the wound, the fresh flow of life springs forth. Take heart. Take heart. You're doing it. You're not failing. You're walking the path. And the path is not a promenade stroll. The path has hills and valleys and gullies and booby traps and raging waters and serpents. Fall in love with who you are becoming. There's great, great beauty there.